Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. This is Sports Shorts Radio. It's the fastest 2 hours on the radio, covering it all from the Fighting Tigers of LSU to the tracks of NASCAR on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Now, here's Ronnie Rance, Tommy Krysan, and Hunter McCann.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Sports Shorts Radio on a beautiful Saturday. A little bit hot, but we're in Baton Rouge, and we appreciate you listening in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Lake Charles. We're at BRQ Seafood and Barbecue, Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. Of course, we're going to tell you all about them today. BRQ Seafood and Barbecue. We'll tell you about River of Life capsules, Court Street Cafe, Marchand's, Interior and Hardware, your premier flooring dealer in the Greater Baton Rouge area, the Island Golf and Country Club, the Baton Rouge Rougarou, the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators, and
of course,
Hunter will
TK.
tell us about Gage.
Yes, sir. We'll talk about Gage and those coming standby generators.
All right, good deal. We appreciate everybody being tuned in this morning. And as you now know, for many weeks now, we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and X. So if you're in the vehicle, you're at the house, you can watch the show. We'll put some clips up the rest of the weekend. And what's going to be a busy sports weekend, no question about that. But as I mentioned, BRQ Seafood and Barbecue, the official catering service of LSU Athletics. They've been open since 2017. A family-friendly, kids eat free on Monday, and they got the famous brunch today and tomorrow. The brunch that you can come get here. I had lunch here yesterday. Everything is fantastic at BRQ Seafood and Barbecue here in Baton Rouge. And we rolling along here. We're going to get Mr. Ronnie Rance has joined the show. Mr. Rance is here. Hunter, Ronnie, and myself. For you, but lots of people watching and commenting. That's cool. Good morning, Ron. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm excited to be at BRQ, one of my favorite places for us to do the remote because the food's amazing, and it's World Cup weekend. And I'm excited that we have the soccer expert Hunter McCann on our team. Former goalie at St. Michael. Don't know that they have his name in the rafters as far as being a goalie, but at least he can explain the rules better than we can. And I feel for the teams that are playing today in the World Cup. I mean, how lackluster is that? You got England taking on France. And, of course, they're bitter rivals, and anytime they go against each other in anything, billiards or whatever, it's going to be a battle. But, man, I would love to see the fine print in the contracts for this game, because the superstars and all don't want to play in this game. Clearly, there is contractual language that says if you want to get paid for the World Cup, you have to play in this game.
Well, the only person that's even motivated in that England-France game is, of course, Mbappe, because he still has a chance for the Golden Boot. If he's able to have a good enough game today, has an argument to get the boot instead of Messi, but Messi obviously still has a game to play tomorrow in the final. Also has 2 more assists than Mbappe, 2 critical assists that got them to that final. So still a lot to be played for. I just think personally the third-place match in the World Cup is so pointless and dumb. I mean, like I said, there's just nothing you're really, truly playing for. Nobody really wants to be playing in that scenario. There's just – who cares?
Yeah, because, I mean, they have international friendlies all the time, and those are big games. And sometimes you have your A team, sometimes it's the B team. You never know. But at least in that, it's on the schedule. It's coming. It's a big deal. This one is not about I mean, like I said, London and France hate each other and anything, but it's not about it's just coming on the heels of the disappointment of losing. I mean, in France's case, they were dominated by Spain and really had no chance. And then in England, they had their heart ripped out from them because they're sitting there with 80-something minutes to 85 minutes in or whatever, thinking, all right, we're going to the finals, and then all of a sudden that all changes in 10 minutes.
Well, then that's their fault for parking the bus for 40 minutes and allowing some of the best players and defending world champions to
that's
have.
That's a soccer term, Tommy, for playing back and being very.
I learned something today.
There you go.
Never
that's like playing not to lose instead of not to
exactly
like to prevent.
That's
defense.
what I was going to say. You're playing
let him catch
defense.
the 4-yard pass, run up and tackle. By the way, Ronnie, got to pass this comment on since you're here. We had a comment from a viewer who says, Hunter is back from his 39th vacation this year?
Yeah.
Back
Excited.
safely, folks. Thank you all very much.
I'd love to see his passport book. He must have to go through a few of them already. But anyway, go ahead, Hunter. I'm sorry.
No, yeah. Vacation was wonderful. Thank you, guys. No, but going back to today's matchup between England and France, England got themselves in that position just by the way that you just cannot. You have to play aggressive against teams that in the World Cup, but nonetheless against the team that has proven not once, not twice, but 3 different times that 80 minutes onwards is still a ball game. They were at the death with Egypt and came back and won that game. So you can never count them out, and it may be the same scenario when they play Spain tomorrow. You cannot count out Argentina at any point.
So many cool stories about Spain and Argentina tomorrow. And I mean, it's all over social media, right? Like the picture of Messi holding
Lamine Yamal.
There you go. You said it better than I could. As an infant, at a photo shoot where his family won.
Do you know about this, Tommy?
No.
Okay. I got it. Yeah, we got to explain this.
Yeah, Tommy swiped past that one on social media, or maybe his algorithm didn't even pop up.
Tommy, nearly 20 years ago.
Okay.
All right. When Messi was 19 years, or just turned 20, I believe. He was 20 years old.
19 years ago.
19 years ago. Messi was doing a promo photo shoot for UNICEF, UNICEF, sorry. For UNICEF. And the family that won it was able to have a photo shoot with their baby and Messi's bathing this child in a bathtub and everything for the photo shoot, everything like that. That baby that he bathed 19 years ago is the star 19-year-old forward for Spain,
and
Lamine
like the
Yamal.
next superstar,
And yes,
the next Messi.
He plays for Barcelona, this team that Messi was playing at the time of that photo shoot. He wears the same number that Messi originally started with, number 19, when he played for Barcelona before he switched over to 10. And he's like the next up-and-coming star. And Messi basically blessed this baby 19 years ago. Now they're going to play against each other in a World Cup. What are the odds?
That's really cool.
What are the odds?
That's one of those stories that you
don't believe.
There's been a few things in baseball where you see a picture of a guy when he was a little kid with a big leaguer. That's happened a little bit, but that's really
But no
cool
one's been bathed.
Well,
no one's been bathed by the
or expected to be the next superstar. It's not like Ken Griffey took a picture with a little kid.
Right.
We're going, that's the next Ken Griffey.
Exactly.
There's not going to be another Ken Griffey.
That's like Michael Jordan bathing LeBron.
Right.
That's basically what that is, because Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I'm not getting into that argument, and that's like him bathing LeBron. That's the type of scenario you have going on here.
Which, by the way, it's hilarious. Now you look back, and I don't know how many photo shoots grown men are bathing a stranger's babies anymore, in a photo shoot. But anyway, it's an incredible story. I mean, the fact that this prodigy soccer player's family won a contest to be in the photo shoot. It's not like they were neighbors and they knew him. I mean, it was like a 1 in gazillion chance that they would ever do this. And then what's the 1 in gazillion chance that they play each other in a World Cup final? I mean, it's got to be like 1 in a trillion or something.
You can't get odds on that. Hunter can't come up with a best bet on that.
No, that's impossible odds.
The Bally's Casino would not take it at the DraftKings.
The first time I saw the photo, I thought it was AI. 100%. I just thought it was AI.
So let's talk about Messi for a minute. 39 years old, to do what he's doing. And I know people that know a lot more about soccer and are, I've watched the post-match shows and recaps. He hasn't played as well the last 2 games as he did prior, and people are starting to speculate, has he gotten tired, in the whole 9 yards. But he makes the cross, one of the most unbelievable crosses ever. I mean, Tommy could have scored it in the back of the net. Well, it was that good of a cross. I mean, all you had to do is just stand there.
Get your head
just stand
somewhere
there.
in frame, and
the ball's going to go. And in that moment, that shot, I don't care that he didn't score the goal. I don't care if he didn't do a whole lot for 85 other minutes, but that was one of the greatest plays ever.
He had both assists that put Argentina ahead of England. They obviously got it back to the top of the box, and a fantastic goal gave them.
Because he's getting all the attention, it allows space for other people.
And he's so selfless in that matter, because you see that he's okay being the guy that gives the ball off. He's always been like that, but even in this time and the biggest of stages, he knows that his better role right now is drawing that attention and allowing for the other playmakers, the younger guys, to be able to get up in the box and get an opportunity to put it in the back of the net. And that's the reason that Argentina will not die. They will not die. They didn't die against Cape Verde. They didn't die against Egypt. They did not die against England, and they may as well not die tomorrow against. I mean, Spain could take a 1-0 lead in the first 30
Spain's
minutes.
Spain's going to not feel comfortable.
No, right. And that's why I could not believe what I was watching against England, that their best strategy was like, we're just going to stop trying to score goals.
Right. England's actually lucky they didn't lose like 3-1. Because they had many opportunities to score before that.
The last 15 to 20 minutes was some of the best attacking soccer I've seen. The press from Argentina was unbelievable. Like I never went back and looked, but I believe it had to be 80-20 possession in favor of Argentina in the last 20 minutes. And every single shot either hit the frame or went right past the post. And you just knew at some point, like the odds when I was looking in the 85th minute was still plus 350 that Argentina would win the match, because Vegas knew like one of these has got to go in the back of the net. They're not letting you get out of here with any extra dough. One of these balls is getting through, and then not only that, they get both within the last 10 minutes and punch their ticket to the final.
So, I mean, like, does Hunter McCann, like, what do you do for the finals tomorrow? Do you wear a kit? Are you're like, is there a party? Do you just crash on the sofa? I mean, what are you doing for the finals?
I'll be watching just on my sofa, enjoying my day, probably. Maybe I'll go hang out with the family. We'll see. But I do have a Messi jersey in the closet. Okay. I've had it for years. I did wear it. I bet on them to win against France 4 years ago. We'll get into best bets later, but if I decide to bet against Argentina, we'll be putting on the blue and white. And
where did 4 years ago did you bet on?
I bet on Argentina.
Argentina. Yeah. And what were they in that final?
I don't remember the odds.
Were they favored?
Oh, no. France was favored. France. I mean, France was the defending champions. They were going for the first time back to back since '62, and now Argentina's in the same boat. The last team to go back-to-back in the World Cup, Brazil, in 1962. So it's been 64 years since team has done it.
I was over in Lake Charles, the Gumbo Gators and the Baton Rouge. We were doing battle a couple times this week over in Lake Charles, and I met the new soccer coach for McNeese. I forget her name, but she had originally from Texas, played her first freshman year college soccer at Southeastern for the Lions, and then transferred to North Texas, and then that's where she finished playing, and she ended up being a coach there and all that. And this is her first head coach job, and she just got named months ago as the head soccer coach for the McNeese Cowgirls, I guess. And so we were just talking a little bit about World Cup, and I said the United States are never going to win the World Cup or ever, in my opinion, ever make the semifinals. I was like, they have no shot because it's the fifth sport in the United States. You know what I mean? Like, that none of your great athletes are playing soccer. Yeah, they might have when they were 7 or 8, just to run around and burn up some energy and have something to do. But the big three, football, baseball, basketball, are always going to dominate in this country. And we can have a nice story. We can win a pool. We might even win a game, maybe even win 2, get to the quarterfinals maybe. But I'm willing to bet, Hunter, that the United States never in our lifetime makes the semifinals.
I'd like to maybe never win a final. I think maybe one day they'll punch their ticket to the semis, but I just don't think until the culture, and I'm not sure ever will, changes in the United States to kind of push forward soccer a little bit more to the, like you said, younger generations and allow them to play the game. Because I mean, these kids in other countries are dribbling balls since they're like 6 months old. I mean, the minute they're able to start walking and get on their own, they got a ball between their feet and they're playing. I mean, that's how the culture.
Let me just tell you. I mean, I know you love soccer and you want to believe. Baseball can't get African Americans to play baseball. Yeah. There's been a push for 20 years that Major League Baseball has spent money. They have hired the Hank Aaron's and the Roger Kadars and all these people and have thought of and think tanks and put on tournaments and spent money in urban areas of the country trying to get the numbers up of African Americans to play baseball. And they've been playing baseball since Jackie Robinson in the late 40s, right? So if you can't get them to play baseball, the African-American athlete, you're sure not going to get them to play soccer. And so my point is that unless you get the African-American player to buy in on soccer, you're not going to get to the semifinals, because the greatest athletes around the world in their countries outside of the United States, they play soccer. So you're playing with a kid whose mama packs a little lunchbox for you, you know what I mean, and puts the little Capri Sun in there. Like, you can get that best athlete, the best athlete who carries a Capri Sun in his lunchbox at 10 is going to play soccer. That's not good enough. That's not good enough against Mbappe and Messi and Ronaldo and all the greats around the world.
It was evident in the round of 16 this time around against Belgium. And I was talking to Tom before we came on air. It was just I had never seen a team play so scared before. Like you could feel it through the TV how terrified that team was. They were not playing like they had played in the 5 games prior leading up to that game. They were just not themselves. And if the best so far, that's the best American team I've ever seen in my lifetime, and statistically probably the best team that has ever touched the pitch for USA at the World Cup.
And still got dominated by Belgium. Like didn't belong on the pitch.
In a game that was a pick-em. Right. I mean, like that was a game where you felt like you were evenly matched on paper, and the way that you had been playing,
and then the 24 hours before you got your star.
Yeah, and everything was trending in your favor, and then you came out, you gave them a goal early. I mean, just how quickly they gave up that first goal, and then they get the equalizer off of the free kick from Tillman. Once again, gets another goal from a free kick. And then you immediately give it up. And after that, it was just Belgium straight away. You felt like you were fine. All right, you're back in it. You made up for the mistake, but couldn't get it done.
We got a comment pertaining to exactly what we're saying. Craig says, despite the United States prioritizing other sports, he finds it hard to believe that the U.S. can't find 11 soccer players to compete at the highest level. That's a comment. Craig, who always listens to Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts Friday and Monday, the whole bit.
It does the great memes of Joel.
No, he's got Joel down.
I think it just goes to show you that the 11 in the United States is just not comparable to the 11 of all these other major
they're like
countries.
The next 11. Like if Belgium had a next 11, it'd be the U.S. team.
Yeah,
there's
like
a reason.
A JV or that's the wrong word. A B team, I'll say.
There's a reason that only a handful of countries over the history of the World Cup have ever won the World Cup.
Right.
It is a different type of breed when it comes to soccer in other countries and what they're able to produce.
By the way, if you took the best 11 in the United States and you put them on teams in the Premier League, and they
would get dismantled.
They don't. Our best players don't even start.
They wouldn't shine.
They don't even start in the Premier League. I mean, Pulisic is a nice player in the Premier League, and he's our dude.
Yeah.
And he's like just a dude. In the
he's not a star,
right?
Outside this country, he's not a star,
right? Exactly. All right, we're over here at BRQ. Ronnie Rance, Tommy Chrysan, and Hunter McCann with you. BRQ opened back in 2017. Can't believe it's been that long, and they're open 7 days a week. I mean, they grind over here from 10:30 a.m. to 9 o'clock. Monday, Sunday through Thursday, and then on the weekends they stay open to 10. And look where we are on Saturdays, Saturday and Sunday. If you're looking for a brunch place, especially if you have a big group, they're fantastic with big groups. BRQ is the place to be for brunch. Looking forward to grubbing down on some of that when it's a family friendly atmosphere. And how about this? Kids eat free on Mondays. I don't have many places that do that anymore. On Mondays, kids will eat free with the purchase of an entree. It's a dine-in special. You can't get it to go. So come check it out. BRQ. Moms and dads looking for a little discount for the kids. Get them a great meal over at BRQ. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you about River of Life capsules. We'll get into a really cool night last night for LSU baseball and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere. Sports Shorts will continue for BRQ restaurant in Baton Rouge right after this.
Now back to Sports Shorts Radio.
And we're back over at BRQ in Baton Rouge, 10423 Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge. And before we get started talking a little LSU baseball and what a magical night last night was, let's tell you about River of Life capsules that can help your night magical every night by helping you with that joint pain, back pain, neck pain. If you got arthritis, whatever, you hear us talk about riveroflifecapsules.com because they're all natural. They're good for you. Positive side effects. We've all tried it for different reasons on our team and have been Tommy takes it for almost 2 years now.
Over 2 years.
Yeah, riveroflifecapsules.com. Go check it out over there. And the thing about River of Life is it saved Hunter's life when he was in Mexico and he did the belly flop and had his stomach was on fire and helped with the pain relief. But the reality is that it helps you. If you're taking over-the-counter medication, a lot of times, man, that stuff just you don't know what's in it, or over time it messes with your gut. You have negative side effects. That is not the case with River of Life capsules. It's all positive side effects. You can talk to the team over at Angiogenesis Medical and give them a call or stop by their office on Suma in Baton Rouge, right by Our Lady of the Lake Hospital. And they've been in business forever, and they came up with this all-natural formula for just less than $40 a bottle. You can try it now. Go to riveroflifecapsules.com, take 1 or 2 pills as needed, or just take one every day as a baseline. And if you're the guy that's getting up from the sofa, you're making that noise because your back's hurting, your knees are hurting, your legs are swollen, try riveroflifecapsules.com today. All right, TK, tell us about last night, man.
Last night, the Oakland A's. Well, no, I got to say
not the Oakland A's.
Sacramento, Vegas, the A's.
Just the Athletics.
It was a special night for LSU. On the bump for the A's was Gage Jump, who had transferred from UCLA to LSU. And then you had Tommy White batting ninth, playing first base, making his debut for the A's. He went 1 for 4. He had a double into the left center gap in the 8th inning. He slid in, but there was no play at second. So the clean double for his first MLB hit, something he'll never forget the rest of his life, tell the kids, tell the grandkids. And Dylan Cruz went 1 for 4, 1 for 5, had an RBI and a run scored. He did have 3 punch-outs. So you had Dylan Cruz, Tommy White, and Gage Jump in a Major League Baseball game last night in the same park. No wonder they won it back in 23. Huh? I mean, they had some real guys. And Paul Skeens, obviously was part of that team too, and others. But so it was a special night and great branding for LSU. There was some pictures of White talking to Cruz before the game and all that. So, which I'm sure they staged that, but that's fine. They're friends. They're teammates. I mean,
by the way,
the
Gage,
teammate bond never breaks.
Gage Jump, remember the lefty who transferred from UCLA and had a really, such a great year behind Paul Skeens in 23. Had an interesting line last night. He was a losing pitcher. He's now 3-5 on the season. He started the game, went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, had 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. So big-time strikeout night. The A's were humiliated at home in Sacramento, 23-4. The Washington Nationals, who are 49-49 overall, took the A's to the woodshed, 23-4. The A's now 41-56. The best thing about the A's is the pictures that you see once every couple months about the new stadium that's being built in Las Vegas. That thing is going to be unbelievable. The stadium is so nice in Vegas that they're building that it's worth going there once a year just to go to the stadium. I mean, it could be the Rougarou and the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators playing, and they could sell it out. It's that nice of a stadium.
Hey, we need to make that.
That's a good idea.
That would be awesome. Like we play at 3:00 and then they have a home game or something. That'd be amazing.
No, we gonna work that out.
But seriously, that stadium, it basically is a mini sphere with baseball in it. I mean, the stadium. So if you think about the sphere, the big giant ball in Vegas, where you see all the images and it's state of the art and it's like the coolest concert or venue in the world. If you took the sphere and kind of cut it in half and then play baseball in it, that's what this new stadium's going to be like from a technological standpoint, from a graphics standpoint, it's going to be unbelievable.
Ron, you're gonna have to go check it out. And I think the talk is still to put those tables in the outfield and stuff like that. Let you play tables out there. They're gonna have like suites, and you can play blackjack and watch baseball.
And watch the game. Yeah.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah. So in case you didn't pay enough for the tickets to get in, you can lose.
Hey, the game's free.
And in case you don't lose enough at blackjack, you'll be distracted by the home run or the triple play or something like that, and you'll take a hit on 19 or something.
Y'all think about this all wrong. Like I just said, the games can be free if you just win enough in the outfield. Let's just think about the other one.
There you go. Yeah. Positive. Mr. Positive. No, but I mean, that's so cool. I mean, you go back to 2023. At that time, 14 years since LSU had won a national championship, and you start to, Jay Johnson only in year 2. Going into that season, the cool picture on Baseball America where you had Tommy White, Paul Skeens, and Dylan Cruz all lumped together on the cover of Baseball America. And, I mean, that is that's going to be one of the more iconic photos in the history of LSU baseball.
It will.
Because, of course, all 3 now have officially made the major leagues. I think we're all surprised that Dylan Cruz hasn't been a breakout star yet because – I mean, it's Dylan Cruz and Todd Walker. Like, that's the list as far as 1, 2 best baseball player in the history of LSU baseball. I mean, depending on who you are and all that, probably the modern era fans going to say Dylan Cruz. The 5,000 that were at the games in the early 90s will say Todd Walker. But it's between those two. And obviously Todd played 10-plus years in the big leagues and had some amazing moments with the Red Sox in the postseason. Later in his career, and Dylan Cruz still a little to be determined, but I'm glad to see he seems like he's fitting in.
Well, he started the year in AAA because he struggled in spring training. His spring training numbers were nothing to write home about. And he was struggling in AAA. Then he got a little bit hot, and I don't know if there was an injury or what happened, but they finally called him back up. He's been in the lineup for a couple of weeks now, and he has had some good nights where he had a couple of hits and whatever.
That's the thing. He's just been extremely –
I think he's got 6 home runs.
Yeah, he's been just extremely inconsistent. He shines in the bright moments, and you think, man, maybe he's finally turned the corner, and then he has a performance like last night where I just, seeing him, the balls he was swinging at and the strikeouts that he had, it didn't look very much like Dylan Cruz at LSU, but this is a whole different level of baseball. Obviously.
Ronnie, you mentioned iconic pictures from LSU baseball, and there's dozens of them. But you know what my favorite is, Ron? Might catch you by surprise here. My favorite LSU iconic picture is the catch by Ray Wright in Omaha.
Yeah.
In part because it's the most perfectly timed snap to camera, and the LSU fans that backed away to let Ray make sure they didn't interfere with him saving a home run. And Ray's a great guy, and that's one of my favorites among, there's so many good ones.
Yeah. To take nothing away from Ray Wright, who, by the way, has gone on to have a unique post-baseball life. He actually works in NASCAR, and he was on a pit change crew for a long time. I want to say he might be the boss of the pit change crew now. So he's had an interesting career. The fence was not short. Was not tall in right field where he caught it. So it's not like he jumped over a 10-foot fence. It was like a smaller fence. So it kind of makes it look more iconic than it is. But the catch at the time was giant because if you remember, and this was from the 2000 national championship game that Tommy's talking about, LSU was down 5-0 in that game and then came all the way back to win it. Ray Wright's catch kind of kept him in it because it was going to get way worse and that would have been it. But Ray Wright's catch was giant from that perspective. It's so cool to look back on those old videos from the Skip Bertman days. And we know now from like 23 and 25 how LSU takes over Omaha. And I was there this year in Omaha a week or two after the World Series for the Stinger High School Baseball National Championship Series. And I was talking to some locals downtown Omaha. I went to lunch one day and talking to a guy at the bar, and he told me, man, it was a lot different this year than last year at the World Series with no LSU in it. Just from a standpoint of the restaurants, the bars, the atmosphere, it was very different not having LSU there. And we know that now, but it's really neat to go back and look at Rosenblatt in the 90s under Skip Bertman when teams didn't do that necessarily back then, when they didn't just take over the stadium. And to think that LSU played the likes of Wichita State in 91 and Wichita State in 93, who are not far.
Yeah.
You know, Wichita, Kansas is a lot closer to Omaha, Nebraska, and Baton Rouge. And yet still the Baton Rouge crowd was just dominant. Pretty cool stuff. All right, we're over here at BRQ.
Yeah, before we take a break, we're going to come back, have Joel Davis. We'll talk some Saints, big news from the Saints this week, but we'll also talk later in the show about the Open. There's been a lot of controversy with the Open this week.
You mean the British Open?
The British Open, sure.
There you
go.
Jacques Pouchot wants to PA the Vegas game.
Done.
PA announced he does a great job at all the Rouge games.
Done.
He just said he'll do the PA for the Las Vegas matchup between the Gumbo Gators.
As long as
and the
he
Rouge.
provides his own travel.
Yeah, well, he'll probably do that.
Well, and a quick update, though, from the British Open. Sam Burns picking up exactly where he left off yesterday. He's 2 under through 4. He's now 7 under on the tournament, only 1 shot off the lead.
And we're 1 shot off the lead.
1 shot
All
off the
right,
lead,
awesome,
set 7
awesome.
under.
Let's go, Sam. Plus 4,000 if you'd have thrown 100 on him prior to the tournament. Amazing. Did you throw any money?
No, I'll tell you that story.
Oh, okay, all right. I can't wait to hear this.
No, you
All
know
right.
what? I don't want to.
I love it.
I think I know the story because I've hit a button and thought it went through and it didn't.
No,
Okay,
it's
all
worse
right,
than
all
that.
right,
It's
all right.
worse than that.
We got Joel coming up
All right,
next.
we'll talk to JD the Hog next. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Sports Shorts Radio.
Ronnie Rance here with you over at BRQ in Baton Rouge, open 7 days a week. And, of course, family-friendly atmosphere. It's not just barbecue, it's seafood as well. And they're the official LSU catering service of LSU athletics. They have a full bar. It's a really cool bar, by the way. The craft cocktails. They do a happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. They do a little bit of everything. Of course, weekend brunch Saturdays and Sundays from 10:30 to 3. So doors just open 10:30 to 3 over here at BRQ in Baton Rouge. All right, we're waiting. We're chasing down Joel Davis. Probably has a ottoman or something that he's moving. But while in the meantime, while we're waiting on JD the Hog to join us, I'm embarrassed for you, but I want to hear this story. So the British Open is going on right now. Tommy Krysan earlier this week on Sports Shorts, Monday and Sports Shorts Friday, but on Sports Shorts Monday, Tommy mentioned that Sam Burns this week was plus 4,000 at the Open.
He's going to do it to you, Tommy.
And I mean, so being the LSU golfer and the Ryder Cup team member and a guy who
missed out in the U.S.
just
Open.
missed the U.S. Open. I mean, just you lipped out a putt that could have went to potentially extras. Plus 4,000 is not a bad number considering as good a golfer as he is. So Tommy's like, hey, you bet $100, you're going to win 4,000. Now, Tommy's never going to bet $100. Like $100 is a massive bet for Tommy. TK is the king of the $10, $20, $30 bet. But he likes to throw it around and put a little something on everything. So I didn't know this till just now, but you put $20 on Sam Burns to win it all, which would have paid you $800. Okay,
correct.
That's great. That's $20 is a nice sweat.
It's nice,
you know what I mean? It's a nice sweat. So Tommy, who obviously has too much free time, is watching on Thursday morning, right? Friday morning.
No,
Thursday
morning.
No, after he shot 3 over Thursday.
Yeah. So watch it
So
Thursday.
Sam Burns shoots 73 on Thursday, 3 over. He was what after the first day? Like, was he even in the cut or no?
Outside
he
the
had
cut.
cut.
Okay, so he was outside the cut line on day one. Then on Friday, again, Tommy, who's an early riser, is watching Sam Burns on TV, and he goes off +3 over the first 3 holes, or what was it?
Yeah.
Was it first 3 holes?
Not exactly, but no, I don't think he's got a shot to win.
Okay, so at this point, he's +6. And TK,
he started off. He started off with 2 birdies through the first 4 holes.
I did this Thursday
night
night after I knew he was plus.
Okay,
it was
gotcha. So Thursday night after day one, Sam Burns shoots +3. He's not maybe not even going to make the cut. And so Tommy, who clearly was looking for some pocket change, decided to hit the cash out button. Okay, now mind you, bet $20. Okay, look, I'm not here to judge whether $20 is a lot for this person or that person or whatever, but let's just say Tommy does have a job in insurance, so like he's not destitute, So he decides to bet $20 to win $800. Well, after Thursday night, TK, who had a Rougarou on the road, so that's the problem. Tommy had too much free time. They were on the road. He wasn't watching intently every pitch. He decides, I'm going to be proactive and hit the cash out button on Sam Burns. But which I don't necessarily have a problem with per se. Don't really have a problem with per se. But here's where I do have a problem. When you buy in for $20 and that cash out button is 84 cents and you hit it, Hunter.
What are you doing, TK?
He hits
I
the
can't
cash.
even defend you, man.
I can't even believe DraftKings or FanDuel or whatever even let you do that. I can't even believe they let you do that. They should be like, it's under $1. You can't have your money back.
So wait, it's July 18th, and I'm the dumbass of the year award.
100%.
Unless somebody can top.
No, I like cheap
ass
more than
between now and December 31st.
Yeah, no.
I like somebody can top me at being the dumbass of the year.
I mean, you won the golden boot in that. That's for sure.
I did bet $10 on him at plus 1,200.
He felt bad after yesterday. He shoots a major tying record of 62.
Now he's back on.
Now he's back on the train.
Hey, let's talk about
poor Sam. Like, I can't wait to see him one day when he gets his Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame jacket and tell him the story about the guy who wanted that 84 cents. And Tommy, just from now moving forward, can we please let's tie in a story like 84 represented the best year of my life. My kids were born in 1984. I got married in 84. Something with 84. I wore 84 at Holy Cross or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Let's talk about Alvin Kamara and the Saints.
All right, there you go. change the subject. Pivot.
yeah,
there.
I needed extra River of Light capsules after I hit that button.
Yeah, it
I
definitely.
didn't have mental clarity.
Yeah, you were taking.
I should have took 3 capsules instead of 2. I'd have had more mental clarity to not hit the button.
Yeah, I don't think Patrick wants you to tell people you take River of Life after that story.
Yeah, he does.
So, all right. So Joel was chasing him
He's
down.
still chasing him down. Have not gotten him.
The New Orleans Saints. What happened this week, Hunter?
Alvin Kamara restructured his contract. He's officially going to be back with the New Orleans Saints for year number 10 in the black and gold, which evidently seems like it may tie him to the Saints for the rest of his career, which may just be this last season. That hasn't been confirmed yet or not, but Kamara did post on social media shortly after the news of him coming back to New Orleans with the Michael Jordan last dance picture type thing, which kind of points the direction. This may be it. One final season in year 10 for Kamara to wrap up his career with the Saints, TK. And I think it's a win-win for everybody. Saints save money. They get back leadership in the locker room, and they get back Alvin Kamara that should be fully healthy and doesn't have to absorb the entire workload of the backfield because you got Travis Etienne coming in.
Well, yeah, Ronnie and I talked about this on Sports Shorts Friday yesterday morning over at Tremonti's. Kamara's not going to get 20 touches a game. He's going to get 8 or 9, maybe 10. And so he'll be fresher, not just in the fourth quarter, but in week 5, week 8. His body will be fresher for the Saints. And certainly, he was here last year, so he knows Kellen Moore. He knows the system. He knows his teammates. And probably the most important thing, Hunter, is something you pointed out to me earlier before we went on the air. The Saints, they think they have one of their better offensive lines that they've had in many years. Yeah. And that'll help Kamara. That'll help Tyler Shuck. That'll help, the whole offense. It's all on the offensive line. The Eagles won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, had hands down at the best offensive line in the NFL. Wasn't even close to who was better than the line the Eagles had, and they won the Super Bowl.
Well, with the last 4 years or so, Kamara, really, if you go back and look at all of his big runs out of the backfield for the Saints, all of them have come on him basically making a play after contact. You're not seeing it like you were the first 5 years of his career where there was holes for him to be able to make plays through it and accelerate and get downfield and being able to get to the next level and then make a move. He's having to work through traffic to just get the easy 4 or 5 yards. And because of that, it has been a wear and tear, I think, on his body. He's not going to be able to do that especially year 10 of his career. But he has been so injury prone, or just the nagging, lingering injuries that have just not kept him at full speed. And it's really shown the last few years. I'm really hoping we see a revitalized version of him that maybe only gets a dozen touches a game at most, because I think Achane's going to take the majority of that load. But when he is in there, he's able to make those touches really worth his while.
All right, before we go to break, tell you about Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Saturday night, tonight is steak night. The Sunday brunch, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. is outstanding. Go see Jason and the staff at Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. I'll be out there Monday night, 6:30 Sports Shorts Monday. But check out Court Street Cafe in Port Allen. Hit them up on Facebook and Instagram. You'll keep up with all the daily lunch specials, dinner specials, drink specials, and anything else they got going on. Great place, Court Street Cafe, Port Allen. We'll take a break. We'll come back. More Sports Shorts Radio, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Lake Charles. Ronnie Rance, Hunter McCann, and myself, Tommy Krysan. Appreciate you being tuned in on the radio in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Lake Charles, or streaming on Facebook, YouTube, or X. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Some dinners
This is Sports Shorts Radio.
And we're back, everyone, over at BRQ. Doors are open. BRQ restaurant in Baton Rouge. It's if you're looking for, it's been voted one of the best barbecue restaurants for many, many years here in Baton Rouge. But the thing about it is, like, when I think about BRQ, I don't just think about barbecue. I mean, the seafood is fantastic as well. I mean, what do you get, TK?
Well, last time I was here, we got the bacon wrapped shrimp in pepper jelly. It was an
Wow.
A+. Hunter doesn't eat bacon for some reason. That's like the 84-cent story. But we got it made for him without the bacon.
What, is it a religious thing, Hunter,
wait,
or what?
I just don't like it.
But Ryan, so
Sorry, guys.
I had lunch here yesterday, Ryan. I got the burnt ends, the brisket burnt ends. It's definitely a
I just
reorder
feel
item.
like if you don't like bacon, it's like un-American.
Well, it's like
Sorry,
cashing out
guys.
for 84 cents, huh?
Yeah, they're both stupid.
They're both
I get
pretty
it.
bad.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, 84 is the winner. But
Oh, here we go.
well, because I mean, like, if you don't eat bacon, your cholesterol is going to be better. You know what I mean? But like 84 cents, nothing's going to be better. Like you literally can't even get a pack of gum anymore for 84
Yeah,
cents.
you put a
But
quarter in one of those gumball machines. You
they
got
don't
to
take
use 3
quarters.
gumballs.
Nobody takes quarters anymore. It's dollars or tap to pay. 84 cents is going to stay in his ashtray. Which people don't even have ashtrays anymore. You got a plastic cup in his car. It's going to stay there forever until he goes to the coin mart, and then they take 15% of his 84 cents. But anyway, all right, we're over here at BRQ. All right, so
Bryson DeChambeau.
yeah,
let's
like
get into
TK pivoting again. The British Open, not only was there the Tommy Chrysan controversy on the cash out, but there was the bigger one to the nation was the Bryson DeChambeau controversy. Here's a guy who's trying to get it together. It's been a rough year for him. He's making a little run, playing good golf through the first couple of rounds, feeling good about himself, goes in, signs the card. What was he when he signed the card?
66.
Yeah, he shot.
But where was he on the
under.
board?
He's seven under.
7 under.
Solo second.
Okay.
Yes.
Solo
Second place, feeling good. Bryson
Going to be in the
DeChambeau.
final group
Going to be in the
today.
final group on Saturday. The likes are going up on his social media. The whole 9 yards. Bryson DeChambeau. People are talking. Is he back? Can he win the major?
He's been in the clubhouse maybe 45 minutes.
And then he's in there. He's probably making a TikTok video, and then all of a sudden, what happens, Tommy?
The RNA rules people. The
Royal and Ancient.
guy there
Royal and
wanted
Ancient.
to enforce the rules. Hey, Bryson, we might have a little issue back on the 5th hole where you made a bogey because you hit the ball in the junk, truly in the junk, to the left of the fairway, and we think you improved
In
your
the
lie.
fescue.
In the best.
Yeah, so we think you improved your lie. Stuff was 3-4 feet tall. I did what I had to do. They actually all made a convoy. Like 8 people went back out to the spot where he was, and he's showing them what he did, and they're going through it. And you can see that he's not liking what he's hearing. You had no audio, but you could see because he's pleading with his arms and he's taking his hat off and rubbing his head. You could tell he wasn't happy with what he was hearing. Kept pleading his case. Then they finally all leave and go back into the score tent, and he was assessed a 2-stroke penalty for improving his lie. And the penalty is whether you do it intentionally or not. There's no intent involved. You can do it accidentally, which is what they rule. Because when he was pleading his case, and I couldn't hear anything, I'm saying, if I'm Bryson DeChambeau, I'd say, "Are you accusing me of cheating?" Just like you don't ever really know if the pitcher tried to hit the batter. You might know, but you can't prove it.
You can't prove it.
So, but obviously they probably were telling him, even if you did it accidentally, it's a penalty. That's what they put in the RNA release, that it's regardless of intent. Accidental, and they said Bryson DeChambeau did this accidentally. He was stepping with his feet and they said he improved the path of his swing. And you can't improve your lie with the path of your swing, the backswing, the contact with the ball, or the follow through. Sometimes there's a tree limb up above a guy. You can't touch that. That's it in a nutshell.
So here's my issue with the ruling. First of all, they have not enforced this ruling in terms of being able to enforce a penalty on it in 30 years at the British Open. Has not happened until it happened yesterday to Bryson DeChambeau. You're going to tell me in the last 30 years there hadn't been a situation like this? Because I don't understand. So there's 2 separate scenarios that they never really identified exactly where they accused him of improving the lie. Because there's 2 separate scenarios. When he initially went to find his ball, he's got a high step it through the fescue. I mean, we're talking about high, tall grass. He is in the mess.
High.
Yeah, he's got to walk through it. And people are talking about, he's stomping his feet. I'd argue that he's just trying to step over it because I think if you walk through it, that's when you really bend the tall grass and improve the lie. I think it looked like Murray's trying to step over it.
And
But
from a golf perspective, you got to identify your ball, and you can't do anything to force the ball to move. If he puts
careful.
his foot down and the ball rolls 2 inches,
exactly,
that's a problem.
You get,
So I mean, and I told Hunter this, Ronnie. I watched the whole thing. I can see both. I can see how the path of his backswing was improved, and I can see how he probably wasn't thinking when he was trying to look for the ball, look for his line of sight.
I don't want to say he wasn't thinking.
I don't think he said, "Let me get this out of the way of my backswing." I really don't.
I think
I could be wrong.
I think you kind of walk around and you mash it, and you just kind of know that I'm kind of might be helping myself.
The secondary part of that story, where this is where I think they assess the penalty, is he's now standing over his ball, right? And we see it a million times every round of golf. He steps off the ball to get step behind it to look at his line to be able to figure out exactly where he wants to take the shot. When he steps off the ball, he then has to step right behind it over the fescue and then step back on the ball. And they said when that happened, that was where the backswing was kind of changed, that he kind of had bended that grass to give himself a better improved swing on his backswing. And but what you're talking about is being able to argue it one way or the other. I say that's exactly why you can't assess the penalty, because the way the rule's written, you have to be 100% certain.
It's kind of like the call stands or the call's confirmed.
Exactly.
Same. It's semantics here. We're playing words, but I don't think he intended to improve his lie. That's my 2 cents.
Which doesn't matter, like you said. The intent doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter when they're applying the penalty.
Correct. And yes, but in this case, when you imply the two-stroke penalty, the RNA has to be able to be 100% certain that what he did improved the lie. And they didn't assess it right then. There's not like they had a rules official standing there and go, what you just did improved it, like right there on the fifth hole. They waited until after the round was over to then assess.
Somebody called it in, which has happened in golf dozens of times in the decades that we.
But from the video evidence, you cannot tell that.
But no, so I mean, it's and at first he said, well, I don't know if I'm playing tomorrow.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to play today.
He wasn't sure he was going to play. And by rule, he would have until his tee time today to withdraw.
Well,
but then he kind of came out later in the night and said, hey, he went and hit balls after the decision was final, I guess.
For a while.
Relieve a little stress or, try to change his mindset a little bit. Take a deep breath.
So what's he done so far today? How many holes in is he?
He's through 5. He's 1 over through 5. He's now sitting at 4 under on the weekend. He's dropped 5 places since the round has began.
So he's in which place?
He's in 10th place. Tied for
10th place. Yeah, how about that? From 2nd to 10th in about 15 hours. That's a brutal, brutal deal. All right, we will take a break. We're over here at BRQ, hour number 1 in the books as we wrap up. When we come back, hour number 2, going to tell you a story. We have a new world record in the mile that happened last night. An incredible story, especially because the world 1954 Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile mark. I've got a story about that. It's related to Skip Burtman and the whole 9 yards. And another Brit set a world record. I'm going to tell you what it is when we come back, hour number 2. Live from BRQ in Baton Rouge. Don't go anywhere.
KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2, Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Now back to Sports Shorts Radio.
Hour number 2, Ronnie Rance, Hunter McCann, Tommy Krysan over at BRQ Seafood and Barbecue in Baton Rouge, the official catering service of LSU Athletics. BRQ, brunch every Saturday and Sunday at 10:30 to 3, and the place is filling up. And, of course, you've probably seen on social media over the years their famous carrot cake. It's complimentary when you sign up for the monthly newsletter, by the way, for the access to the Birthday of the Month Club. You can do that at brqrestaurant.com/newsletter, and you might as well get one because it's like 3 pounds of carrot cake. It's a $20 value.
10 pounds. 10
Oh, it's 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's a 10-pound cake.
They literally send it. They send it home in like this giant pan with a tent over it. Like it. I mean, you can do curls on it and get buff. You know what I mean? Like this thing is incredible.
Never seen a cake that big. I don't think I ever will again.
No, I mean you've seen a whole cake.
Oh,
just
sure,
not a slice.
Not a slice that big. No,
Yeah,
no.
BRQ.
They brought it out to Hunter that day, and his eyes, he didn't know what he was about to see. But no. And like I said, I have lunch here about once a week, certainly once every other week. Sit at the bar, have lunch. Great staff here, and Charlie does a great job with. They got the backyard out back that you can have parties in. They got live music. You got to check out BRQ, Jefferson Highway in Baton Rouge, right near Airline.
All right, so this hour we'll talk about the Open because Sam Burns is in second place, -7 through 6 holes. The Louisiana golfer has had a fantastic year. It's a shame it's not a Ryder Cup year because it looks like would definitely be on it again. But Sam Burns is the story that we're following. DeChambeau, can he wrap his head around the idea of getting a 2-stroke penalty after day one? We're talking World Cup as well as we have the consolation game today. But then tomorrow, Messi trying to just cement himself as if he needs it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you're Tommy's age, you might be Pele, but if you're anyone else, you're going Messi's the greatest player ever to play. But Messi will be going for back-to-back titles for the first time since '62 in the World Cup against Spain. That's tomorrow. Hunter McCann will give us another update on that like he did hour number 1. We're talking LSU baseball. We'll get into a little more of that this hour as well because it was draft earlier this week or last week, and then, we'll have the reaction to it, and a great week for LSU baseball. I mean, they are loaded right now. We'll get into that. Also, Texas Collegiate League baseball, the Baton Rouge Rougarou and the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators in a dogfight for the playoffs. Both teams have 2 games this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Both teams are at home this weekend, so go check out if you're in the Lake Charles area. 7 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock tomorrow. Lake Charles Gumbo Gators in action at home against the Brazos Valley Bombers. The Baton Rouge Rougarou tonight and tomorrow night at the Gold Mine, Pete Goolsby Field, taking on the Sherman Shadowcats, who are coached by Barry Manuel, former LSU and Major Leaguer Barry Manuel, pitcher from Mamou, Louisiana. He's assistant coach at LSU Eunice. He is the head coach of Sherman. He'll be at the Gold Mine today and tomorrow. But before we get into all of those topics, there's one other I want to tell you about. Roger Bannister. Had you ever heard that name before, Hunter? Okay, so Hunter McCann, there you go, showing his age. Never had heard of Roger Bannister. So here's the story of Roger Bannister. Roger Bannister back in 1954. Let me make sure I'm doing this right here. I think make sure I get the year. It's 54, 56. I'm going to pull it up for you here.
Sub 4 minute mile in 1954.
Okay, so 1954, Dr. Roger Bannister, a legend in the world of track, not just in England. Everyone knows the name over the age of 40. He did something that people thought were, Burns now with a birdie leading the Open.
Tied
for the lead of the Open. Yeah. But Roger Bannister did something that people didn't think was humanly possible. Not like, hey, when's somebody going to break it? There was thought and a belief for such a long time that the human body could not run a sub 4 minute mile, that like your heart would explode, like you just couldn't do it. And it was this barrier that people couldn't cross forever. And then one day in 1954, Roger Bannister from England breaks the 4 minute mile. What did he run? What was his actual time there?
Let me look.
That it says that he broke. but he did it, and then immediately became, a world sensation. Not talking about just a somebody in the UK, but he became a sensation worldwide. And here's the interesting part. And Skip Bertman used this as a teaching tool when it came to Roger Bannister, because Coach Bertman would tell the Roger Bannister story at least once a year. And it was the mind and the pressure barrier. There was this pressure that people could not get through to break the 4-minute mile. But once Roger Bannister in 1954 ran a 4-minute mile,
it was 3 minutes, 59.4 seconds.
Okay, there you go. Once he barely did it, what happened next was 30 people the following year or two broke the 4-minute mile, because the mental pressure barrier was now gone. People realized, it can be done. And then that allowed them to do it. And over the next few years, many people broke the 4-minute mile. Matter of fact, in many states, the high school record is better than the 4-minute mile, right? I mean, now, last night in England, another Brit set a world record, which, by the way, has stood since 1999. Josh Kerr, who was the silver medalist 4 years ago, in the last previous Olympics in Paris, 28 years old, dominated Saturday his American counterpart and ran a 3:45.69. I'm sorry. Hang on. The American ran a 3:45.69. Kerr's previous best set in 24, his personal best. Now, this is one of the greatest runners in the world right now. His previous mile record was 3 minutes, 45 seconds, and 0.34. He broke his own personal best by more than 2 seconds last night and set a new world record, 3:43 and 12, I think, 0.12 or something like that. Unbelievable. To think that's where the mile has gone, that this dude ran 4 laps around the track in 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
3 minutes, 42 seconds.
42 seconds.
42.66 is what this says.
I mean,
that's incredible. Tommy, how long do you think you take it to run a mile, man? Full sprint.
No, not it's whatever the fastest
whatever
is
you
you
can
could
do. Yeah.
I can't. I don't know. I mean, I know.
Calendar
ain't enough river of life for him.
No, when I played baseball, first day of practice, you had to run a mile in under 6 minutes. To tell them that.
What percentage of people did it?
About half.
About half, yeah. I mean,
because
6 is
you
strong.
were supposed to be working out during the Christmas holidays. When you came back, you couldn't practice until you ran a mile in 6 minutes. Now, did we get around the backside of the library and somebody picked us up and brought us a couple blocks? Yeah, we did that a little bit, but anyway. But no, I don't know if I can
shortcut Tommy, huh?
Hey.
Point 84 cents and a bus ride. You could use a bus ride, but 84 cents will take you 2 blocks.
Tommy said if you saw 84 cents on the ground, you wouldn't pick it up.
No.
Shoot, he would push you over to pick up that 84 cents.
Y'all crazy. Let's talk Alvin Kamara.
But
Get back to that again.
But I want to get back real quick to the record.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Coach Bertman would tell that story, and of course he'd do it in his dramatic way and in the pressure barrier. And all.
Everybody wants to hear you do it.
Well, here's the thing that he would do. My junior year, Coach Bertman would take us out to right field before a game, and he would usually give us some information. We go over the signs. He might give us a little quick scouting report on the pitcher or whatever, but inevitably he would always end it with some sort of little, motivational something.
Which Mike Bianco does to this day.
Right. And then he'd walk away, and when the coach would walk away, the team would all right, guys, let's go. Here we go, 1, 2, 3 Tigers, whatever, right? Hey, we're gonna kick their butt, that kind of thing. Well, a few times my junior year, when Coach Bertman would walk away, then I would step up in the middle of the huddle and then do a revised version of the same story, because Coach, love him to death, but Coach didn't always get the facts right. Occasionally, whether it was he would add a few things just to make it more interesting, or he just forgot. Occasionally, he'd get a date wrong or a name wrong or whatever. He just put a little zhuzh into it, and it wasn't always quite 100% accurate, right? And so I started to kind of make fun of that fact that he would get the information wrong. So, one time we were playing at Tulane, and Tulane had this big building in right field that's no longer there. It was a dorm, and it felt like it was like 10 feet behind the fence. Like it was 11-story building or something like that. You could hit a home run, look like you're going to hit it, even though it really was far away. And it looked like the Texas School Book Depository building, and downtown Dallas, where John F. Kennedy was assassinated when
Lee Harvey
Oswald shot from whatever floor it was in the Texas School Book Depository window. And so Coach Bertman comes in, he does this little motivational thing, and walks out, and we're at Tulane, and I step up in the huddle, and I go, and in his impression, I go, hey, guys, the year is 1964. Guy by the name of John Wilkes Booth is going to try to attempt something that's never been done. By the way, 63, Kennedy, John Wilkes Booth, Abraham Lincoln. He's going to try to do something no one ever could possibly do. And that is fire 6 shots. He only fired, I think, 2 or 3. 6 shots in less than 3 seconds. Can't possibly be done. They said it couldn't be done. Can't fire 6 shots in 3 seconds. But John Wilkes Booth ardently desired it, vividly imagined it, and practiced hard enough, and so it must surely come to pass. And so there he was. He assassinated then President Lyndon B. Johnson. I did the whole thing, went through it all, and thank you so much. Boy, that looks good. I got the meatball slider appetizer with a side of bacon. You don't have to worry about Hunter eating it. He doesn't eat bacon. So I would make fun of the coach. But he did the same thing with the pressure barrier. Every year he would tell the story of Roger Bannister. Because, and he would say, guys, they didn't believe it. They didn't believe it could happen. But then once it happened, see, the pressure barrier came down, and then everyone else saw it was possible.
I can relate to you. You're messing up a story or two. I was sitting with him at a game a couple of years ago, and there were like 2 pass balls in a row. And he goes, TK, let me tell you, see, Cressy never had a pass ball.
Yeah.
He told me Cressy never had a pass. I said, Coach, you telling me in 4 years Brad Cressy never had a pass ball? He was never, not one time. And he also told me Jason Williams never missed a grounder. But, hey, he takes care of his players, right, Ryan?
That's right. Love it. All right, let's get into low LSU baseball talk, because the Tigers had a great week. Obviously, last night was cool. We told you about it in hour number 1. Tommy White, Dylan Cruz, and Gage Jump, all teammates on the 23 College World Series championship team, got to play against each other last night in Tommy White's debut with the A's against the Nationals. But earlier this week, Jay Johnson, he must be going to church doing something right, because it all fell in his lap perfectly this year.
Yeah, no, it did. 6 top 100 signings will make it to campus for the Tigers, which is completely unprecedented. I mean, it just doesn't happen. But they didn't go where they wanted to go in the draft. They all decided we're going to head to purple and gold country and come be an LSU Tiger for Jay Johnson. So, I mean, he's got a plethora of talent that we didn't expect to make it to campus that's going to be coming.
Well, I think the thing is that with only 20 rounds these days, and LSU what it is, and the NIL package that LSU is able to play with, I think the agents, the scouts and the teams know, unless we're willing to really bring the offer strong, even if we love a player, we're going to have to really pay a premium to keep the kid from going to LSU. And that's why these kids aren't being drafted. It's not that they, wouldn't be normally drafted. It's just the fact that, we think the kid's worth $3 million. He thinks he's worth $5 million, and so let him go to college. At the end of the day, and with all these agents involved, and the fact that now you can play 5 years, so you really have 4 years of paychecks you can get, in college. Heck, you can make $1 million before you ever go pro. If you're a big time player. And so that's driving the price up for signing players. And that's why you're seeing, guys not get drafted. And it's really going to help the product. You're going to see really good baseball at the big time SEC level and all that moving forward, because more and more guys are not going to go sign out of high school. And the product's going to be really good.
That Act isn't passed yet. Still got to go to the Senate, and they're saying it ain't going to work. LSU is among the schools that have come out and said we're not in favor of what's been proposed. So it's playing politics now. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. But technically, it's not real yet.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. But nonetheless, you're right. Jay Johnson must be doing something right, because you just don't get. He's got some great transfers that are already coming in, and now on top of all of that, you get these guys that if you ask Jay, you maybe thought you'd maybe get 2 of these guys, not all 6, and you get,
and you didn't lose. I mean, you lost who you thought you were going to lose.
Yeah, there was nobody.
You knew you weren't going to get Jake Brown and Stephen Milam. That they were going to. I mean, Jake Brown and Derek Curiel. You knew they were going to get drafted super high. You got Milam to stay for about around $250,000 is the base price that we've heard. And that was nice. I mean, because, there was if Milam goes pro, I mean, he's probably, he's probably going to get somewhere around that, I would think. And so that was a big get to get that quality player. And then, of course, all these freshmen. And now if you see their roster with all the transfer portal guys that they have, I mean, it's a special roster. Now, who's going to be Friday, who's going to be Saturday, who's going to be Sunday, that's all that matters more than anything. And we have all those starters back, Evans and Schmidt and more, all the same starters that started off the year 8-0 are all coming back next year, plus new people.
So the Tigers had a total of 8 players that went in the draft: Curiel, Brown, Devin Sharon, Grant Fontenot, Santiago Garcia, Connor Benj, Gavin Guidry, and then Zach Cowan was taken in the 19th round.
The only one of those players that I would have liked to have seen come back, but I understand it, I mean, from a leverage standpoint, is Santiago Garcia, the lefty that was Milam's high school teammate and best friend, and then, went to Oregon and transferred in last year. I feel like that dude's got a lot of upside. I think, he's a lefty that throws the ball 91 to 94 miles an hour. He's got a good breaking ball. I mean, like, you can always use that, and I think he's a guy that's going to get better and better and better. Big-time curveball. And so that would have been a really cool thing had they stayed another year together.
How about Curiel, though, going 5th overall to the Pirates?
Higher than I thought.
Oh, but he went about 10 to 12 spots higher than I thought he'd go.
Yeah, Scott Boras is his agent, and he's one of the best. I mean, the guy got inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame this past February for not only being a player at Pacific University, but also his work and stuff in college baseball. And, but yeah, I think, when it comes to Curiel, you're projecting a lot, right? He's only 2 years removed from high school. He did put on about 15, 20 pounds from freshman year to sophomore year. And, I think there's still more growth in that body. He reminds me a lot of DJ LeMahieu. If you remember DJ LeMahieu, who signed after his sophomore year, was kind of a tall, skinny guy, hit backside a lot, didn't pull a ton. And then DJ LeMahieu became a great pro and one of the all-time great pros in the history of LSU baseball, and got bigger and stronger and more mature and had a fantastic career. And I think people are projecting Derek Curiel a lot in that way.
Hang on to your 84 cents, folks. Sam Burns has a solo lead on a Saturday at Royal Birkdale. So, Tommy, how are we feeling over there?
I'm feeling great.
You still got that $10 on again, right?
So you did bet 10 to win how much?
I'll get
130, 120.
Wow, so different, huh?
120, 800. Not a lot of difference.
At least you got the 84 cents.
I hope for your sake, Tommy, that he does win. And
No, I want him to win. Okay.
But I will. As a matter of fact, I'm. You know how you have Buzzy Heidel in your phone? What do you have him in your phone as?
Buzzy, 6 birdies, 72 high.
Right, you're 84 cent Christ.
Well, I got you Jumbo 89 rants when you bet Casey McKenzie that you could break 100 and you shot 89.
Right.
So literally, when you call me or text me, Jumbo 89 rent. So I need to add 84 to my.
Yeah, your personal contact.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% changing yours. Mama Janet, who's watching and listening, said Tommy gets my vote for a Darwin Award.
Thank you. I'll accept on behalf of Sam Burns.
Sam Burns has got himself in a pickle here, though. On 9 right now, he is way off.
Are we
course.
Behind on a break, or what do we do?
We got to get one.
Yeah, we got to take one in the moment. Yep.
All right, we got to take a break over here. He's in the fescue, as they say.
He's past the fescue.
All right, we will take a timeout. Be back with more Sports Shorts live from BRQ in Baton Rouge. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Sports Shorts Radio.
All right, everybody, we're over here at BRQ Restaurant in Baton Rouge. Hunter McCann, Tommy Christ, and Ronnie Rance, and we are excited to be watching Sam Burns, who's leading the Open solo, by the way, in singular one position.
9 under.
LSU golfer Sam Burns leading the British Open, one of the biggest golf tournaments in the world. The Masters is the biggest, right? I mean, the Masters means the most. It's like tennis. Wimbledon's more important than the others.
Sure.
And by the way, they're both green. But
that's the reason.
But I and the Masters is one. But I would say the British Open is two. I'll give them that. All right, joining us right now is Joel Davis.
Better late
who
than never.
Was going to join us an hour ago. He's joining us now from Woodenhaven Furniture Company. And were you loading an ottoman or something, like a duck or something in someone's car?
Better late than never, Ron. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
The hog is on the show, and Woodenhaven absolutely slammed this morning, my dude. 10 a.m., people in the store, just loading furniture. I had a couple of guys leave for delivery, so I was left all alone here with the wifey poo, right? And so that left me to do some loading. And sorry, I just couldn't answer the phone, Ron. Commerce comes first, bro. Paying the bills comes first. Hey, Ron, how much do you pay to be on the show? Exactly. So
84 cents.
He tried to bribe me with $50 a week, guys. I don't know if y'all know this or not. He said, Joel, listen, I gotta have you every week at the exact same time. What is it gonna take?
When was that?
Said, Ron, this is about a year ago. And I said,
economy was better back then. Before I bought the Gators.
Right. Well, no, the Gators should improve your stock. I mean, the Gators you play ball at McNeese Stadium. People show up. You're right in the middle of town.
Cash poor. You got to buy the team first. You know what I mean?
I understand. Well, now you own that team all outright, Ron, or you got partners?
No. Got some great partners.
I know I helped you out with that. I helped you out with that when I was the guy. When they were my client. I said, hey, listen, guys, if y'all ever decide to sell the team or whatever, there's a guy in Baton Rouge that's just killing it with the Rougarou. I'm sure you've heard of him. He's Ronnie Rance. And I'm telling you, if he came in here, y'all would just take off. What he's done with the Rougarou, incredible. The next thing I know, I'm fired and you got the job.
By the way, none of that is true because at all. Because I actually was
100% true.
I was actually involved with the Lake Charles Gumbo Gators even being created in the first place. So before I ever gave you that account, I
gave me that account.
Yeah.
Sam Moore gave me that account.
Who do you think told Sam Moore to call you because we did it and da-da-da-da-da-da. Sam Moore didn't just come up with that by himself.
Sam Moore raised $50,000 with me
when he was at Sulphur.
Baseball. He knew all about me.
Yeah.
Tommy, why are mom and dad always fighting?
All right, so let's talk for a minute about
– Hey, Ron, hold on. Before we talk sports, can we talk about Tuesday night's big event?
Sure.
The Rougarou and Red Zone fundraising coaches party after the clinic.
Yeah, high school coaches party this Tuesday.
Yeah. So if you're listening to the show right now and you're a coach at any high school, there's a coaches clinic Tuesday and Wednesday, right? The LHSAA coaches clinic.
Coach O's going to be there.
Tuesday's event. Excuse me?
Coach O's going to be at the clinic.
Fantastic. Well, also after the clinic, when it's done on Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, first pitch, Red Zone is having a thank you, coaches, for being our clients for the last 20 years. Come to the Rougarou game and eat and drink on Red Zone fundraising. So that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a blast. Ron, you going to have fans out there this time for our coaches?
Craig's doing it. Yeah, Craig's doing it, bringing a bunch of fans.
Amazing. Yeah, step it up. At least Red Zone fundraising is going to step up and put fans around us so it'll be nice and cool. So come eat and drink with the Red Zone fundraising team at Ron's event.
That's right.
You gonna have fireworks for us, Ron?
No, we do that on Friday night. It's called Friday night fireworks. We did it last night. We had our 6th fireworks show of the year last night.
We're just not going to do it for the high school coaches.
No. Unless Red Zone wants to step up and buy it, I can make that happen. So,
okay.
I'll give you the number after this, and you can see if Craig wants to do it.
Perfect.
So, all right, we're finally going to talk to sports about Joel Davis, but before we do so, Joel, and I know I'm gonna try to land the plane on this and give you 30 seconds on it because I do want to get a Joel Davis, JD the Hog reaction. Tommy Chrysan bet $20 for Sam Burns to win prior to the British Open. For Sam Burns to win was plus 4,000. That meant that his $20 bet would win him $800. Okay. Sam Burns after day number 1 shot 73. That's plus 3. Okay. Tommy Chrysan that night went into his app and cashed out his bet because he didn't believe in Sam Burns, who, by the way, is leading the Open right now. Okay, he's a -9 in round 3. He's leading the Open. But Tommy Chrysan cashed out. Right, you ready for this? He cashed out for 84 cents. He cashed out for 80.
I mean, why not just lose the $20?
That's what we're saying, man.
So now,
I mean, come on, dude. You're gonna have to give me my 84 cents. Like, I got to come out of this with something attitude. I mean, it's like it's like the guy that puts a bunch of money in stocks.
84 cents is better than 0 cents.
No,
it's not. No, it's not.
It really is it though?
It's
like,
not.
yeah,
$20,
is it?
Yeah. I mean, first off, I'm amazed that the app allows you to cash out for anything less than $1. But that said,
well, no, 16-cent service charge.
So Sam Burns is going to win the Open. Tommy would have made $800, made $780 on his money. Instead, he's got 84 cents to show for it, so he only lost $19.16.
But then he bet again, so he's in it for $30 technically.
Incredible.
Well, let me just say this, TK. Stay away from the stock market. Do not put your money in the stock market.
No, he doesn't do that.
Because I can see it now. TK is going to buy like a beautiful mutual fund. It goes down next week. He's got 20 grand in there. It goes down. He looks up. He's got 18,000. He cashes out. The next thing you know, within a week, it's back up to 24,000.
All right, wait,
Tommy, give us an update.
Give Joel an update. All right, I bet $10 at plus 1,200.
After last night, when Sam Burns,
I could cash out right now my $10 and get $17.79.
You're still not back to break even on your initial $20 bet.
Speaking of Sam Burns, he did just bogey 9. So
there
you go. He still leads, but he's a tie now at 8 under.
Have you ever seen someone root for a player so hard and then all of a sudden now he's completely against this guy winning? He has no desire for this guy to win.
But
he still wins.
Go on record.
By the way, Joel,
I want him to win.
By the way, Joel, I would love to have access to Tommy's betting history on his phone.
I'll
go
send
back
it to you.
Go back and look over the last 3 years at all the $5 bets that he cashed out for $750, and the $5 bets he cashed out for $350.
Tommy tells me some great stories about him putting the $5 bets.
There's no way he's up.
There's
no way he's up
and stuff.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh yeah, I didn't want to sweat the fourth quarter. I just
hey Joel, Alvin Kamara signed with the Saints.
Yeah. Change the subject. What's your take on Alvin Kamara and they repackaged his deal? You like it? We're committed to him this year. We're married to him.
Let me just say this before I talk about Alvin Kamara. PK is just not a fighter, bro. He's not going down swinging.
The gambling thing's not for him.
It's not. It's not. But I'm not. It's not for me either. But Alvin Kamara, we knew something was going to happen. It's just been too weird. It's been too, I mean, this is a legend. This is a guy that could be in the rafters one day for the New Orleans Saints. Has he had the best last 2 years? No. But I can tell you right now, with Travis Etienne coming in, a younger player who's probably going to have the best year of his career in New Orleans because he's a Louisiana guy. Travis is all about loyalty to the state of Louisiana, except for Les Miles and the LSU Tigers, because they turned his nose. They turned their nose up on him.
Did I hear that correctly?
He went to Jennings High School. He ended up being a star at Clemson and played against LSU in the national championship game. And you're talking about loyalty. What are you talking about? To the state?
Can I finish what I was saying? No, he is a loyal guy, super loyal. I mean, loyal to the max, bro. This is a guy that wanted to go to LSU, and Les Miles wouldn't get off his fat you-know-what and drive down to Jennings to talk to Rusty Phelps, who told the whole staff that this is the greatest player I have been around in my entire 30-year career, the best player I've played against, and these are against guys that have been in the NFL for years. Rusty Phelps has seen it all in the state of Louisiana, okay? He said to that staff, the best player I've ever seen, the best player that's ever come out of the state of Louisiana, and I promise you, you need to get him at LSU. He wanted to be at LSU, and Les Miles slow played it. Like he's going to come, we'll just go over there when we want to go over there. No, because of the type of person Etienne is, is that once someone shows him loyalty, he's loyal for life. And the New Orleans Saints, he's a big fan of the New Orleans Saints. He's always been a fan of the New Orleans Saints. I'm telling you right now, that dude's about to come in here to have the best year of his career. And in turn, is going to make Alvin Kamara better. That's where I was going with it. Alvin Kamara is going to be a better player because the last 2 years have been tough because he's got a guy that's younger than him coming in looking to take his snaps, and it's going to make Alvin Kamara better. I think Alvin's going to have a big year this year running alongside Travis Etienne.
Okay, first off, kudos to you on the Etienne reference as opposed to Travis Etienne. But at the same time, like I feel like at this point, we're grandfathered in on the ATN. You know what I mean? Like it's been 10 years that we've been calling him this, and then the dude steps to the microphone and goes, "Well, it really is AChan." What? No, you don't get to change it.
When he was in high school.
No. We could go back and look at the tapes of Sports Shorts Radio back in the day when you and I were at Rooster's Barbershop doing shows and stuff. And you used to talk about Travis Etienne because you were selling red zone cards at Jennings High, and the coach was telling you how great he is, and you were pumping sunshine about this guy when he was in high school, and he was Travis Etienne back then. He never called him A-Chan or whatever, A-Chain or whatever it is. I'm not going with that. He's Travis Etienne.
You're a bully, dude. You're a bully. You're not going to let the guy be called. Maybe he just didn't have the fortitude at the time to tell everybody that they're saying it wrong and just kind of went with the flow. I wish Rusty Phelps was alive today because I would call him right now and ask him. Matter of fact, I'm going to call Rusty's son.
State champion,
Rusty
Coach.
Phelps passed away last year.
Yeah, state champion. Jennings. Not state champion. Jennings. It was Iowa that won the state championship. That's right. Somewhere over there. That's what it was.
Last year. Yeah, Tommy Johns won the state championship last year.
Yeah.
And at Iowa. But no, Jennings, you got Brett Fuselier, that's the head football coach there now. But Rusty Phelps, who passed away last year, retired about 3.5 years ago from Jennings High School. His son is a football coach that's still in the area. I'm going to reach out to him tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm curious about the ATN. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you, if anybody knows, it's the Phelps family.
Okay.
And I'm going to find out. So next week, I'm going to report back to you, and I'm going to give you the backstory on it all.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that.
How does that sound? Is that fair?
Love it. All right. We got to take a break. It's been fun. Go back to moving some ducks and ottomans. That's it. That's all you need. I appreciate you joining us finally. We'll see you Tuesday.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you Tuesday. All right, that's Joel Davis right there, Red Zone Fundraising and Woodenhaven Furniture Company. We're over here at BRQ. I had the meatball and mashed potatoes appetizer with the little onion rings on top. Fantastic. You had
the bacon wrapped shrimp in pepper jelly. Very good. It's
or
definitely a real.
Hunter would say, "Hold the bacon."
Yeah,
which is what we did last time.
Last time
you got it.
Last time we came, we did that.
We 3 with bacon, 3 without.
I would be willing to bet. I would love to ask the chef back there.
How many times that's
the first time ever?
Probably so.
He probably went. Excuse me. He asked the server, "Is this correct?" This person wanted the bacon. We don't make them without bacon. Well, that's what the guy wants. Okay, he's got to undo the bacon because they pre-make those. They prep them way in advance, and now the guy's got to take the toothpick out. He's got to undo the bacon, and he's probably like, "What is this guy?" Anyway,
make everybody's lives harder. That's me.
We'll tell you about riveroflifecapsules.com here before we go to break. River of Life Capsules, you can go check out the website. If you've been meaning to take, if you're taking over-the-counter medication for pain or arthritis or swelling or achy joints or anything like that, go to riveroflifecapsules.com today. Stop procrastinating. Give it a try. You hear us talk about it all the time, and it's because at riveroflifecapsules.com, it's all natural ingredients, and you can discover the daily habit that melts away joint pain and stiffness, and it's all powered by nature, backed by science. They have been in the game for a long, long time, and they've come up with this formula that's all natural. So instead of taking all those negative and bad side effects that you get from over-the-counter medications over time, you're going to get positive side effects. You're going to get mental clarity, which Tommy obviously didn't take his medicine on Thursday night when he cashed out for 84 cents. But most of the time he takes his riveroflifecapsules.com, and you should too. Go visit out, check it out. It's less than $40 for a bottle, and you kind of take it as needed. It's riveroflifecapsules.com. That's riveroflifecapsules.com. We will take a break, come back with more Sports Shorts live from BRQ Restaurant right after this.
This is Sports Shorts Radio.
And welcome back, everyone. Ronnie Rance here with you alongside Hunter McCann, Tommy Chrysan over here at BRQ Restaurant. Ole, 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 ole. It is that time, man. We are a day away from the World Cup, crowning another champion. They do it every 4 years, and Argentina trying to do something that they have not done since anyone has done since the early 60s. That's win back-to-back World Cups. They will be with their miracle run, not only miracle run, but just an incredible run with all the come from behind victories, the play of Messi at the age of 39. They'll be taking on the youngsters in Spain. And what's the line on this one, Hunter?
So the line for you want France and England first? You want Argentina and
Spain? Yeah, you got the consolation game today. Whatever.
So for France and England today for the third place game, France just to win third place, minus 250, England plus 175. If you want to take France in 90 minutes, it's minus 120, England plus 290.
All right.
Get a little bit more value, not banking on that.
But what I'm curious is that can the players not play? Meaning, like, is Harry Kane and Mbappe and all the stars going to play, or is this going to be B team versus B team? Like, I don't know what the rules are.
They're all going to play.
Okay.
I don't know the answer whether or not they are
Mandatory,
like,
per
they're mandatory.
contractual, right.
But I mean, they all said in the interviews yesterday, none of them want to play,
right.
but they're going to play. You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to be in the third place game, but you're still representing your country, and you still want to finish at the highest point you can for your country. So for that reason, at the very least, they're all playing. So Kane's expected to play. Jude Bellingham's expected to play. Mbappe is expected to play for France. So the stars should be out. It's just whether or not they're motivated to really win the whole thing. If someone takes an early lead, does the other team even have any type of want or will to try to fight back into it? We will see. I will tell you for this game, I'll give you a best bet. I'm taking France in regulation. I think think France is just more motivated to get Mbappe the golden boot finish as high as they can. I think England is so deflated over the fact that they just absolutely blew an opportunity to be in the final that they just won't be able to recover from that. So I'm taking France minus 120 to win in 90-minute regulation. Don't need extra time. The French will get it done. To give you the odds for Argentina and Spain to lift the cup, just to win straight up, Spain minus 150, Argentina plus 128. And if you want to do regulation time, get Spain at plus money, plus 125, Argentina plus 260. So you get a little bit of value, but if you eliminate the extra time and the possibility of penalty kicks.
How much? Say it again?
So Spain plus 125 in 90 minutes, Argentina plus 260. There's your better value. But if you just want to bet, and I don't care how they do it, I just need Argentina or I need Spain to lift the cup, you can get Spain at where'd my odds go? Minus 150 and Argentina at plus 128.
All right. I mean, I would take the plus 128, pull for Messi, make it be fun. Okay. There's the heart bet, which I think most people are going to go with Messi unless you're from Spain or something like that, because it's a great story and we all love the older, warriors. And then there's the reality bet. Where are you? If you had to put your money on it,
I'm putting it on Argentina. I am. And it's not just because
you have the jersey.
It's not just because I'd rather see Messi win for sure. I don't think you can bet against a team. Once is a fluke, twice is a coincidence. They've done it 3 times. That's just who that team is. They have the will to be able to do it this back-to-back. And where Spain is younger and they're faster and they're hungry, Argentina is so experienced and they know exactly what they need to do on the press and the defense to be able to put themselves in a position that when it's all said and done, they are hoisting the World Cup trophy. I'm going to take Argentina at that plus 128. I don't know if they'll get it done in regulation. If you want to take it to plus 230 for the extra juice, go ahead and do it. But I think when all is said and done, Messi gets his second World Cup, and they do it back-to-back since '62.
I'm big-time pulling for him. What do you have, TK? You going to watch it all?
Yeah, I'm going to watch tomorrow. Not today. I'll be on the highway. But tomorrow I am going to tune in, and I'm going to go with Hunter, his best bet thing. I'm going to go with Argentina.
Are you going to put something on it?
84 cents.
I mean, you might as well. Just rattling around in your pocket.
After get my 84
cents. Yeah, you'll at least get $1 back when they win. All right,
tell us about Gage.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we're in the middle of hurricane season right now. The most important thing is making sure your home and business is protected. We've gotten lucky, and we're in a super El Nino right now, so the chances of a hurricane are slimmer, but never none, of course.
Super El Nino.
That's correct. You want to protect your home and business by getting a Cummins standby generator. You can get them from Gage. They have generators in stock that can be installed in just a few weeks. They've been in business since 1980. They are trusted, and you can trust them. They've been in business since 1980, and they're number one Cummins dealer in the Gulf South. So contact Gage at 225-753-4243, or you can visit them online at gage.cloud.
DeChambeau now up to 8th place. Sam Burns still in the leader, tied with 2 others. And at -8, DeChambeau looks like he is -5. Or -6, maybe. I can't tell right there. A little glare on it.
It's gone.
But I will say this.
5
I didn't know that we're in El Nino season. Might want to go Spain. I'm just saying. Might want to go Spain with the El Nino season. That's what I'm saying. All right, we'll take a break. Be back. Final segment of Sports Shorts live from Baton Rouge, BRQ, right after this.
to Sports Shorts Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. Ronnie Rance here with you alongside Hunter McCann and Tommy Chrysan as we wrap up the show over here at BRQ. I tell you what, the British Open is going to be must-watch TV tomorrow because you got some amazing storylines. Obviously, Sam Burns, Louisiana LSU star, trying to win the Open. He's in first place right now. But also the Bryson DeChambeau story. You know, he had the two-stroke penalty yesterday. He wasn't even going to play today. Then he decided to play today. And, you know, he's charging up the board, you know, about 3 back as well. So, and then Scotty Scheffler. Oh, by the way, we didn't even mention him. You know, he's also 3 back. And, of course, Scotty Scheffler, the greatest golfer on the planet. So you never know what's going to happen there. So good stuff. Good stuff there.
Oh, go ahead.
No, so Major League Baseball had the All-Star game this week. The All-Star game itself was a dud. 4-0. American League wins. 15 punch-outs. Not much activity. The Home Run Derby, the new format, home run. Like, this was the most exciting home run derby, and it wasn't like because of the superstars were in it. It was because of the format that they created.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it came down to the wire. And I didn't get to watch it live. Because when I was on vacation, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I went and watched some of the
Where were you on
replays and stuff.
vacation?
Took a cruise to Bermuda.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a great time.
Never been to Bermuda. Well, what did you think?
Oh, it was.
Did you wear the shorts?
Oh no, did not wear the.
Didn't
shorts.
wear the shorts.
I
Come
didn't wear
on,
the
man.
shorts.
Did you ride the bike?
No.
Did you like a bikes? Don't they own? They don't no cars on Bermuda Island, right?
No, there is. No,
Oh, there are?
Yeah, there's cars.
Oh, I thought they.
I think parts of the island are inaccessible, so they all take bikes. But where we were in the port and everything like that, and taking 90% of the travel to the other parts of Bermuda is by water. But we did take it to a little private beach and did a little snorkeling and just enjoyed our day. We were actually docked in Bermuda for 2 days. It was a fantastic trip.
Tommy, you ever take a cruise?
Senior trip in high school was a cruise. Virgin Islands, Bahamas, and Puerto Rico.
That was it. Only time you ever took a cruise?
I love cruises.
Yep.
Okay. Did you like it?
Yeah, a great time.
Uh-huh.
Drank too many Heinekens, but that's all
And
right.
that was back when the TV show The Love Boat was on, wasn't it? Or maybe it was. Maybe it came
77.
after. Yeah, right around that time.
You been on a cruise, Rod?
Many. Yeah,
You like them?
I do.
I don't know that you would like the structure. Like, got to eat at 6 o'clock.
Well, no. I mean,
a little less
nowadays,
structured
now it's
nowadays.
different. Yeah, now it's different than it was when you were there in '77, where they're like, "You eat now," or "You no eat at all." You know, like now they have a million different restaurants, and you can eat the early
They
seating, the
got
last
windows.
seating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's different.
3-hour
now.
windows that come in.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed. The way to go is with a group. You know, it's better to go
Yeah, there was
with a
11
group,
of
whether
us.
it's family or friends or a big group. Best to go cruising that way versus like just you and another person, right? Because when you go with the group, the cool thing is there's so many different things to do. If Hunter and I want to go do this, we can go do that, and that because if you went with someone, they would want to go left, and you might want to go right, and then you end up doing stuff you don't want to do. Whereas if you go with a group, you can always choose to do different things on the timesheet and all. But anyway,
But back to the home run derby, the Jordan Walker it was the do or die. He had one more non-home
he's
run.
24. He looks 54.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
anyway,
And he ends up hitting 3 consecutive home runs to be able to pass up Kyle Schwarber in a obviously biased Phillies crowd. I mean, it was electric. I mean, because Kyle Schwarber going in was the favorite, and
he
nobody's
hit a
talking
bunch
about
of
Walker.
homers.
Yeah,
He had
I mean,
11
yeah.
home runs. Should have been plenty enough.
Yeah, should have
On
been
15
perfect.
swings, 11 should be enough.
Yeah, should be perfect.
And it wasn't. Walker beat him. It was incredible.
It was good.
I like the new format. The new format, the first round, you have 20 swings. It doesn't matter how long it takes or whatever. Once you 20 swings, that's it. And then the next rounds are 15. And I just there's intent behind every swing. It's not just how fast you can swing or the top clock or whatever. I thought it was really interesting, and every you got extra points for the last ball, kind of like in the 3-point shooting contest where the money ball, you get extra points at the end.
It was good.
And there was controversy because they didn't use the money ball when Walker hit the homer, which really makes a difference. So I don't know, really, really cool stuff. The
All-Star game itself was a letdown.
27 punch-outs.
Yeah.
Combined.
it's still the best All-Star game of them all, though.
Yeah, and it
Because
was great because they wore their unions, not like
Boy,
the
Tommy's big on
merchandise
that,
sale.
boy. He loves the
He
uniforms. I mean, absolutely loves the uniforms. LSU football. Will you be? When will you be covering them?
Well, the SEC Media Days start tomorrow or Monday, excuse me, and then
LSU
Tampa.
goes Thursday.
Yeah, they'll go Thursday. So really, Thursday's when it really feels like for me the season's getting underway. After that, there'll be a lot to talk about.
They'll have Whit Weeks, Trey'Dez Green, and T.J. Dottery, who went last year as
a
an Rebel with Lane Kiffin on Thursday from Tampa, Florida. SEC Football Media Days.
Whit Weeks will be rocking his Pierce Bespoke suit, the official suit company of the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. They put it online yesterday. He got his fitted for his new green suit, by the way.
Can't believe the last thing. I can't believe it's already almost August, and it looks like LSU is going to have 3 week 0 games now in the next 4 years that just got scheduled in conference games.
Who are they?
Like, Northwestern, Tulane in 2030. And I can't.
Southern.
Oh no, ULM.
Southern
September 9th, but
Louisiana Monroe.
ULM will be. It looks like a week 0 game.
I like that.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not the sexiest thing for the fans,
but it's what Lane Kiffin wants.
But work out the kinks, man. I mean, how many times have we gone in that first day and then things just.
You finally get to play Tulane again in 4 years. That'll be fun.
That's good. I'm glad for that.
Glad for that in a big way. All right, for Hunter McCann and Tommy Christ saying I'm Ronnie Rance. Thanks for watching and listening to Sports Shorts Radio. Thanks to BRQ Restaurant in Baton Rouge. We'll see you next week, everybody.